counting on you to be there to take delivery of the product.
Hell yeah, no doubt.
Give us a minute, man.
Nah, I'm gonna sit right here.
Nah, he's cool. You can stay. Who do you think should take that spot?
Lorenzo's been on the block a minute. He could hit the ground running. Arturo's young. You don't know shit.
If you don't know shit, you can tell him what to do.
I like that. I want Arturo, the young cat, I want him to fill that spot.
I don't think that's the right move.
We gotta get Lorenzo out the picture. Our high hitters.
Then we're gonna have to off the hitters after they do the job.
A lot of bodies, man.
I'll call the hitters Chris. When they're done, you take them out.
Ray put me in charge of the shipment is big time. Think you might give me that number 2 spot?
You the number 2, then that makes me number 3.
Yo, Ray want that Toro dead.
Bro?
One job to get the shipment.
I did get to the shipment, and I took that out.
Who else knows about this? Spanky?
He drove on my face.
You need to take him out. Him and Spanky.
I'll handle it. No more, boy. You work for me. Francis, my organization. You and Spank ain't running the blind pig no more. Cristobal is.
Who give it to? Cristobal, head of the Taínos. His new best friend. I think the new connect like Cristobal more than he like Dre.
Everybody like everybody more than they like Dre. Facts.
That mask's not gonna stop me from finding out who you are.
Who you playing with? Who you playing with me?
Cristobal's officially my number 2. Need anything, come to him first.
You good?
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Make sure you checked out my last videos. I dropped, of course, Cristobal Returns video yesterday, and then the day before I dropped the new plug for Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2. So check those videos out if you have not seen them. Now, today's topic of discussion is, of course, 2-Bit versus Cristobal. This is one of those matchups that's highly possible in this next installment of Power. And I'm going to tell you right now, based off the past alone, we know that 2-Bit does not like Cristobal at all. We know that Cristobal will be returning in the next season. And it is those fan theories saying that he may get out. And if he does get out and he runs into your boy 2-Bit, it's going to be some issues, right? We just know it's going to be some issues. Now, when we go back and we look at the past, how this beef started, we have to remember that Dre promised 2-Bit so much. He promised him so much at the very beginning. He's his day one, and you would think that he will stay loyal to 2-Bit, right? But as we started to see more and more of Dre working with the Jimenez, working with Cristobal on his side, he decided to choose what Cristobal was saying more. Now, at the very beginning, he chose 2-Bit and what he was saying when it came between Lorenzo and Arturo and who the Jimenez wanted to work with. We know that they chose Arturo because of who? 2-Bit. 2-Bit said, you know what? He's young. We can control him. Whereas your boy Cristobal said we should work with Lorenzo because Lorenzo is an OG and he will listen. Well, come to find out, it didn't go the way that Cristobal wanted it to go because they chose Arturo, and your boy 2-Bit decided to take matters in his own hands and take out Lorenzo himself. Now, Dre was supposed to hire the hitters to do this job. 2-Bit was not supposed to do this. I understand that he wanted to prove a point. He wanted to make it seem like Dre can trust him and that Dre should, make him his number 2, right? But that did not go as planned. Even though he takes out Lorenzo, it puts a lot of heat on them. And now Dre has to figure out a way to clean this up. So he takes out his frustrations on your boy 2-Bit. And it's very understandable. I mean, at the end of the day, Cristobal did have a good point about Lorenzo. And we saw exactly what Arturo brought to the picture. The dude was soft. He's probably one of the softest characters in Power history. Just go back and watch. That dude cracked under the pressure very quickly and ratted out the Jimenez. We know that. Now, besides the fact Dre was very pissed off at 2-Bit in what he did, and at this particular moment, this is when things started to change. This is when Dre told Francis that, look, you work for me. And then he made Cristobal take 2-Bit's position as far as shipments and stuff like that, right? We know this. Your boy Kanan came in at the exact time of all this because he was, of course, plotting on Dre and taking down his organization. Kanan was the perfect instigator and mastermind at the same time. Being able to control 2-Bit to get him to do what he needs to do, gets closer, destroys Dre organization, and makes problems with the Jimenez. Now, your boy Cristobal, he told Dre, we need to go ahead and just take out 2-Bit and Spanky. Because remember, the game plan was for Dre to hire some hitters, and then after that, they have to eliminate the hitters because they cannot have any type of people knowing about what's going on. You know, they didn't want this getting back to the Jimenez, right? At all. But since 2-Bit did this along with the driver, Spanky Spotswood, the snitch, once that happened, they had to, make a decision. And Dre, even though Cristobal told him the truth about, yeah, we need to just take them out, he didn't want to do that because that was his homeboy at the end of the day. Now imagine if Dre would have just listened, y'all. Cristobal is an OG. His morals is, reminds me of the original Power and how he moves. Just imagine if he would have listened, if Dre would have listened to Cristobal and decided to take out Spanky and 2-Bit at that time. That means Dre will probably still be here. Now Dre, of course, he was so jealous of Cristobal. Of course, his promotion to become #1 while Dre was #2 for the Jimenez. Dre couldn't deal with this. See, he was cool with running over 2-Bit and doing whatever he wanted. But when it came to Cristobal moving above him, he did not like it at all, right? He did not like this at all. So he decided to rat out the Jimenez in order to move ahead and to order to take down Alicia Jimenez. Now let's just fast forward to Power Book 2 Ghosts. Your boy Cristobal, of course, he is still locked up as of right now, as far as we know. And it's a high chance that he may get out. This is the fan theory that says, you know what? What if he does get out and he runs into your boy 2-Bit? What's going to happen? 2-Bit don't like him as it is. And if he sees Cristobal, trust me, he's going to plot and plan to try to take him out if the opportunity presents itself, just based off what they've been through in the past. At the end of the day, that first encounter with 2-Bit and Cristobal, 2-Bit was still growing as a character and as a person in this game at that level, right? So of course Cristobal had better advice, in my opinion, as far as how he wanted to run the organization. Dre didn't want to listen to him, but Dre found out that the things that Cristobal was saying was true. He should have moved in that direction. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, when it comes between 2-Bit and Cristobal, Cristobal has a high chance of linking up with Lorenzo, because we know they're both locked up. And of course, it could be a connection. The connection with Lorenzo could also help out Cristobal in the long run. And not just the connection with him. I mean, having a connection with Lorenzo Tejada will be great. Having the connection with the plug, Mecca, will be greater. You see what I'm saying? And knowing Cristobal, his history, he wants to make sure he is closest to the person with the most power, the person with the most clout that's able to take him to the next level. This is the reason he said, you know what, Tommy Egan, I got to leave your organization and I have to go work with Dre. Dre stole Tommy Egan's organization. We saw that at the end of season 4 of Power. In season 5 of Power, he was with Dre. Eventually, that all fell out. But Cristobal at that moment proved that he's willing to work with another organization that proves to be more powerful. And at that time, the Jimenez and Dre was the move that he took. And in the future, if this opportunity presents itself once again when it comes to the plug, when it comes to the Jimenez and the Tejada family, your boy Cristobal would definitely make that move to create a new ally. And who's to say Cristobal doesn't even already know these guys already? Because I would not be surprised if he doesn't. I mean, as I told you in my last video, Cristobal was more on the streets than Ghost during the Power run. So it would make a lot of sense if Cristobal already knows Lorenzo, the Tejada, and how everything is running. That's just my opinion, right? Now, if I'm 2-bit, I need to move smartly. I need to move smarter. And I've been reading some of the comments you guys have been leaving, and one of you guys even mentioned, you know, you wouldn't be surprised if 2-bit and your boy Cristobal linked up. Remember the famous quote in Power: "The enemy of my enemy is my friend." And we've seen it time and time again in this show. And we know the common enemy between Cristobal and 2-bit was Dre. Now, if the two can come together and say, you know what, we had issues and most of that was because of Dre, now maybe we can work together. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it could be a possibility. And this whole enemy, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, can play for any of these characters. These guys can all switch up and work together depending on who that enemy is. But if I'm 2-bit, I need to be smart this time. Hopefully he's learned from the past. He's not as hot-headed, because yes, he was trying to do a whole lot in season 5 of Power, right? He was just trying to prove himself, prove his loyalty, and just do what he needed to do. And of course, it kind of backfired. And of course, picking Arturo, as I told you guys, was not the best move. But we know deep down inside, Cristobal was like, look, I'm willing to take him out if we got to. And he went off the principles that he told Dre. We cannot allow the person that takes out Arturo or Lorenzo to be breathing, because if anybody finds out about this, it's going to be bad for us. So, of course, that's what he wanted to do. And Dre not doing that, as I told you guys earlier, it really did cost him. Had he listened to Cristobal when Cristobal told him that, he would be alive right now, or he would have had a better chance of breathing right now, because we know Dre had a whole lot of enemies. So even if 2-bit didn't do it, someone else probably would have, but it would increase his chances of being alive right now. Now, when it comes between these two, your boy 2-bit versus Cristobal, who do I think is going to win? I'm going to tell you right now. I think your boy 2-bit may step up this time. Yes, in the past, Cristobal did have the upper hand, but that's because he has a whole lot of experience. He's been in the game for a long time, and, you know, he had those connections. This time around, we have a different, more knowledgeable 2-bit. Of course, he's been through a lot as well, and I believe he's learned from his mistakes. And this time around, he can come in and he can underestimate or be underestimated by Cristobal or anybody else. I believe 2-bit is here for the long run, whereas Cristobal, he's been here for a while, but he may not be here that much longer. He could easily be taken out just like that. Just like 2-bit. I mean, could easily be taken out too, right? But I see more of the character development, more of the character growth within 2-bit's character. More of the fans are connected with him, and he seems like, even though he's getting money from Tariq, he seems like he's there to help him out if he really has to. And in this season 2, I believe 2-bit will still try to gain money from Tariq, but knowing Tariq, he's an adjuster. He's a guy that's going to adapt, and he's going to say, you know what? How about I offer you a position? How about I give you this in order for you to leave me alone? Because even if he pays off 2-bit complete for his father's debts, you know, I got a feeling you want to keep a guy like that around. You want to keep a 2-bit around because he's the muscle. He gets the job done. Now, I don't know how Monet will feel about that, but having him around could only help the Tejada organization. At the end of the day, him being around just may cause threats for people. And if that's the case, it ain't looking too good for your boy 2-bit. But in my prediction, as I told you guys earlier, it really does seem like 2-bit and Cristobal, them going at it, is, you know, it's highly likable this season. And it's highly likable that Cristobal will have the connections with the Tejada family and the new plug Mecca. And if that's the case, he has the upper hand. But I believe 2Bit should be able to figure out a way to get the victory if he does decide to go up against Cristobal. You know what I'm saying? If I'm him, I say, you know what? It's no use for me to go up against you. I would rather do business. Bitch ass Dre is not here anymore. We don't have to worry about that. The number 2, all that stuff. We're going to leave that in the past. It's time to do business together. It's time to get this money. Now, that's easier said than done, right? We know it's egos in the way. Everybody wants one thing. That is power. And these guys are willing to do whatever it takes to get that power. So we're going to see how it all is going to play out in Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2. You guys let me know, man. What do you think about this? Some of you say that Cristobal's character may not even be in the season like that because, of course, he is in another show on BET. I believe it's called Ruthless. They call him the highest. And if he's in that show, maybe he won't be in power like that. But then again, if this is shot at Tyler Perry Studios, man, they film shows quick. And we just don't really know how invested he's going to be in this show. At the end of the day, I'm just happy we're going to get the return of Cristobal. Even if it is for a few episodes, it's always good to see a power OG in the show. And I can't wait to see his interactions. I can't wait to see what he's going to do when, you know, he gets the opportunity to prove himself once again. Because we haven't seen him in over 2 years. So what is he going to do? Will he get out? Will he stay locked up? That's a good question, but we shall see very, very soon. But thank you guys for all the support, all the love. Like I said, check out the playlist. I dropped, of course, Cristobal Returns video yesterday, and I also dropped the new plug video for the Tejada's family in Season 2 of Power Book 2 Ghost as well. So catch up if you haven't saw those videos. But once again, thank you for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me go out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.